Okay, Joel, did you see my message that required you to do the six quiz?
Yes, I saw it.
Did you do it?
I was to start with it after lunch.
Okay. Becky, did you see it? Becky? Is Becky on? Hello, Becky?
So you called her.
Sorry?
You called her.
Yeah, she's on. She's on in the meeting, but she's not responding. Anyway, Joel, were you able to access the unit?
Yes, but when I okay, I was going to do it after lunch, but when I opened, they showed me that the course is expired.
The course is expired.
Mm.
Had you ever opened it?
No. I don't know. Maybe if I try to reopen it again.
Yes, Becky.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm fine.
Did you see my message that requested you to do that assignment?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Okay, so you are required to do this passage here. Yeah?
Yeah.
This is the passage. It is a 3-page passage, and then attempt these questions and answer the questions basing on the passage. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So please, after this lesson, Joel and Becky, please do that assignment. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Submit it either using Becky and Joel. Do you know how to submit an assignment using the site?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Becky, just a minute. Let me show you. Okay, Becky, when submitting, you go to messages. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So in messages, click new.
Message.
Yes, you click on new message, then you are you seeing here, you put the recipient, like my name is that's my name. It will bring the person that you want to send to. Then you type in the subject, that is maybe assignment. Yeah. You type the message. If you have the document typed, you just go here and click attach. So you attach the document, then send. So that is how you send an assignment using the site. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. So by Madrin and Daniela. Daniela and Madrin, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Madrin, you okay? Madrin. Daniela.
Yes.
Why didn't you pick my phone?
I was helping my mother.
Becky, please mute. Becky, could you mute your mic? Becky, mute your mic, please. Okay, so Daniela, did you see the assignment I sent in the group? Danny.
Yes, I did, but I can't access the GP course. I still can't access.
Oh my God. I don't know. Madrin, can you access the course?
Yes.
Did you see the assignment that I sent?
Yes, sir.
But you didn't. Did you do it?
Not yet.
Okay. So I leave it to you to do it.
Yes.
So this is the assignment that you were requested to do. It is a passage. You read the passage, then answer the questions. So if you cannot access this, after the lesson at around 5, I'll also send another passage on WhatsApp. Try to do it and please submit it using either the site, WhatsApp, or email. Okay, Joel,
Yes, teacher.
could you please read what is on my screen? Could you read this quiz, please?
Education. No, Uganda. Advanced
Here,
certificate. Education.
here.
Human beings have been primarily responsible for the destruction of the natural environment in Uganda. Discuss.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Madrin, could you take us through that?
Teacher, what about the passage? What happened?
Sorry?
What about the passage?
Yes, the passage I said, please, you're going to do it on your own and submit it for marking. If we go it through here now, how will you do the assignment? So first do it, then we go through it. Is that okay, Joel?
It is okay.
Okay. Becky, Joel, please mute so that Madrin can take us through.
Here's
Okay.
the question. Goes, human beings have been primarily responsible for the destruction of the natural environment in Uganda. Then they told us to discuss. As in my own view, they are trying to say as in my own view, what they are trying to say in the other way, according to the layman's language, how are human beings fully responsible for the destruction of the natural environment? Like like in our introduction, we shall first give something like excuse me, just a minute. In our introduction, we may include causes as to why human beings are destroying the natural environment. If I'm wrong, please correct me. In our introduction, before we start giving God the body.
Could you ask Joel and Becky what they think?
Yes.
Joel, what do you think should be in the introduction of this question?
Okay, for me, according to what I see in the introduction of this question, according to what I see, okay, we are going to lie on one side of the
Mm.
of the negative consequences.
Mm.
Yes, that's what I think.
Becky, what do you think?
I think we shall first have to define the major terms.
Becky, could you comment?
I'm like, we shall maybe first define the major terms in this, for example, natural environment, then human beings.
Okay.
Yes, then maybe we can give in the body.
Okay, that's good. Then, Madrin,
Yes, please.
what do you think?
I think all their points are correct, but it's according to who we shall draft them.
Mm.
Yes. Like the way Becky said, we shall first define
Mm.
what the environment is. Then we also define, excuse me. I'll first define them, then after defining them in our body, because the question is asking reason for the destruction of natural environment.
Madrin, I don't know why you are breaking.
I'll give the reasons as why humans are destroying the natural environment. For example, we
Madrin, you are breaking. Okay, Joel,
Yes, teacher.
could you interpret for us this question? Just interpret it.
To interpret it,
Yes.
okay, okay, like what I had said, that we are going to share about the negative effects of man, of human beings. Primarily, no, negative effects of how human beings have destroyed the environment and its nature. Yes.
Okay, Becky,
Yes.
could you also interpret for us the question?
Okay, for me, I think we should give in both the negative and positive ones, the impact of which the human beings, okay, what the human beings have done, which is responsible for the natural environment.
Okay, thank you. Again, Becky,
Yes.
what does this question mean?
Okay, according to me, I think the question needs, okay, what it means is how have we the human beings been, okay, positive or negative to the natural environment?
Okay, thank you. Daniela. Daniela. Is she on? Daniela, are you on?
excuse me, teacher.
Yes, Becky.
Teacher. No, it's not Becky, it's me, Madrin.
Hey, Madrin, yes.
Isn't the question asking for the reasons as to why humans are destroying the environment? They may be positive or negative in my own viewing.
So what we are doing, we are
then
just
in the body we can.
Madrin.
Okay.
We
Yes,
need to
please.
first get the meaning of the question, then we go to interpreting it.
Okay.
Are you getting it? So we have just the statement, leave out the discussed thing. Just look at
Okay.
the statement is human beings have been primarily responsible for the destruction of the natural environment in Uganda. So we need to first understand the meaning of this statement before we go to the attempting.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So in this case, as the other members have said, including Becky, Joel, and yourself, it says that it means that this statement asserts, confirms that human beings are the major destroyers of the natural environment.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the word primarily means major. Yes, so it means human beings are the main destroyers of the natural environment. So the first thing you should know, what is the natural environment and what is included in the natural environment.
Yes.
Yeah. So after that, that's when you know, you get the relationship between human beings and the usage of this natural environment that has been talked about.
Yeah.
Then the word discuss, that's where we go to Madrin, discuss. After the interpreting, the question that affirms that and states that human beings are the major destroyers of the natural environment. Now you come to discuss. You can say yes, you can say no, but when you say yes, you state it. Of course, you should not forget there are other factors at play here. So you should affirm. Either your first statement should either say it is true that human beings are the primary responsible for this, or it is not true that human beings are this and this. Then you state your viewpoints. But before I go into the depth of this, Madrin, you had the podium. Could you please go on with the discussion? Alvin, you're welcome. Alvin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, but I'm still on the road. I've just tried to join. Still on
It
the
is
road.
okay. You just
Yeah.
listen, I understand.
Yeah.
Vitalis? Vitalis? Is she on?
Teacher,
Yes. Are you okay?
I'm not okay because I've not yet understood where we are.
We are looking at, can you see my screen?
Yes.
We are looking at this this question here that says this. Are you seeing this statement in blue?
Yes.
Yes, that is what we are looking at for today.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let me send it in the chat so that you can, if possible, you can copy it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have sent the question in the chat. Now, Madrin, you are leading. Please go on. Hello, Madrin.
Yes, please.
Are you on?
Yes.
Now that we have understood what the statement means, can we now go into interpreting it step by step so that we can go on to giving our views on the statement?
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes,
I've
Joel?
said that this, according to how you've introduced the question, for you, you've said that we can say that, however, the screen has gone off. However, human beings have not been the major or have not been the primarily cause, have not been primarily responsible for the destruction of natural environment in Uganda, because so according to me, when you say that they have not been, It
Mm.
means that you okay, the question now you've made it now two-sided. Either you speak about the positive effects or you so which is which, yet in the question we are seeing for the destruction. Destruction is negative, meaning that it will be, so which is which?
Okay, let Madrin help me on this. And others, you can also answer the same question in the chat, but let Madrin take on the mantle. Madrin, could you start with that?
Yes.
Okay.
This question can the what has, as it said, human beings have been primarily responsible for the destruction of the natural environment in Uganda. It can either be positive or negative. Okay. Our answers can both be positive and negative in a way that
Destruction?
both
Okay. Yes. You go
both
on.
human beings have destroyed the environment for both positive and negative reasons. Have you got the point, or should I elaborate more?
You elaborate more, please.
Like here, let me give an example. Yeah?
Yeah.
Humans have actually destroyed swamps, not only for positive reasons, but also for negative reasons. Like, for example, those guys who build what? Factories and then pour water in what? Pour their wastage in water. Also, or they dump them in swamps. That's a negative what? Reason. But there are also those ones who destroy the environment, for example, the swamps, for positive reasons, like those who plant their what? Who plant their crops.
Rice.
Yeah. Alvin.
Yeah.
Alvin.
I think I'll continue from where we had stopped. From understanding the
Destruction.
Okay, Alvin is off. Madrin, are you going on?
yes.
Please.
But teacher, destruction for me, according to me, I see it is negative. Like when we used to study in history, that there was destruction of property, yes. So is the destruction of property both positive and negative, or it is only negative because of the consequences incurred? Anyway, we go on.
No. Joel, that your question will be answered. We are just starting.
Okay.
Hey, Madrin, do you want to add something or I go?
No, it's okay, go on.
Okay. So Joel,
Yes.
this statement says human beings have been primarily responsible for the destruction of natural environment in Uganda. As I was interpreting the meaning, I hope I was clear that this question says or asserts that it is only human beings that destroy the natural environment. So Madrin.
Yes, please.
So this question does not require the positive and the negative part. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So Joel, this question only requires you to give the factors that lead to the destruction of the environment.
Okay, yes.
For example, fire can lead to the destruction of the environment.
Yes.
Too much rainfall can lead to the destruction of the environment.
Yeah.
Soil erosion can lead to the destruction of the environment. Maybe wild animals can also lead to the destruction of the environment. Are you getting that?
Yes, teacher, I'm getting.
So, but here they say it is only a human being that is majorly responsible for that. So after interpreting this question, saying, yes, maybe you can agree and say, it is true that human beings are primarily responsible for the destruction of the environment because you start one. Human beings tend to cultivate crops in wetlands. This has reduced the number of wetlands in the country like Uganda. So you give an example of a wetland that was destroyed because of cultivation. Yeah?
Yes.
For example, yesterday in Zimbabwe, people are growing rice in the wetland. So you give an example, in Zimbabwe, people grow rice in the wetland. This has reduced reduced on the size of the wetland, and so the destruction of the natural environment. You get that? So you give another activity that human beings do that lead to the destruction of the environment. Let's say human beings construct settlements and road networks in the natural environment. For example, the road that goes to Gulu to Jinja goes through River Mavira, Mavira Forest. So it means part of Mavira Forest has been destroyed.
Destroyed.
You understand? Like Kampala, you know, the Lubiji. So Lubiji, people are constructing their residential houses in a wetland, Lubiji. So Lubiji has gone off. Are you getting those examples? So you give an example of the human activity that has led to the destruction of the environment. You elaborate it, you give an example. Yeah, so you first deal with human factors only. You first deal with things that human beings do that lead to the destruction of the environment first.
Yes.
Then on the however side, you say, however, you should not go unnoticed that there are other factors at play that lead to the destruction of the natural environment apart from human beings. So now there you get, you say, for example, the natural factors. Natural factors like heavy rainfall. For example, in Kasese, where River Nyamwamba breaks its banks and washes away the soil. You give an example of Ntoroko and Bundubujo, where Lake Albert floods and the people die.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, I understand.
So you can give also another example of too much sunshine, where it shines too much and the natural vegetation dies off. For example, in Queen Elizabeth National Park, Semlik National Park, maybe Kidepo National Park, and the others. Are you getting those points?
Which I'm getting.
Yes. Madrin, are you following?
Yes.
Did you get my explanation, Madrin?
Yes.
Okay. Vitalis, did you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Becky, are you on?
Yes, master.
Daniela, please confirm. Wants me to repeat. Okay, I will repeat. Could someone repeat what I said? Could someone explain to Daniela? Let us mute Becky and Becky and Joel, please.
We mute.
Yeah. So could someone help me explain to Daniela what I have just explained? By show of hands, please. Anyone?
Okay.
Joel, do you want to explain?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, what you've said,
Mm.
we give an activity and its effect, and how it has affected the environment. We have talked about the construction of the Guru Road, which passes through Mabira Forest.
It is Ginger.
You've talked about Ginger. Is it okay?
Yes.
Ginger Mukono, yes. Which passes through Mabira Forest. You've talked about too much rainfall, causes the flooding of River Nyamwamba in Kasese. Yes. So let me say a quick example, like for us here at home. For us, we also have a swamp, but we do brick making from there.
Yes.
And then which provides people employment opportunity. That is the quick example I can give.
Okay.
Yes.
So in the chat, I have sent an example of natural environment. For example, we have, when I read, Vitalis, could you read my chat, my text in the chat? Vitalis?
The one that is highlighted.
No, in the chat. I think the chat. Oh, let me resend it.
I have seen. Land, air, water, plants, and animals all comprise the natural environment. Let us learn about the different domains of the natural environment. These are the lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. The lithosphere is the solid crust or the hard top layer of the
Earth.
Earth.
Okay. Now you have seen the definition of the natural environment. So you should give factors that can lead to the destructions or the destruction of these examples that I have given. Is that okay?
It is okay.
Yes.
So which activities or which factors that can lead to the destruction of these examples we have given? Like you can see, we have land, we have air, we have water, we have plants and animals. For example, now it is during the dry season, it is shining a lot. Water is very scarce. So it means too much heat affects the natural environment by drying out the water. The plants, they dry out. Yeah?
Yes.
So man also does what? Burns a lot of grass, and so carbon dioxide is emitted into the atmosphere, and so it destroys the ozone layer, which leads to global warming. Is that explanation okay?
It is okay.
Daniela, are you okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, but how would now air affect the environment?
Vitalis.
Yes.
Who asked?
I'm the one who has asked.
It is Vitalis, yes?
Yes.
Could you pardon your question?
How would the air now affect the environment?
Which air?
So, for example, wind, how would it affect the environment?
So you are reading. You have read my message. Yes. Vitalis.
Yes.
You have read my message. Is that okay? So
yes.
Now, what is in my message? There are examples of the natural environment. Are you getting my statement?
Yes.
Land, air, water, plants, and animals are examples of the natural environment. Are you confused?
I've got it.
No, am I confusing you?
No.
Okay, so Maybe what you did not get clear is when I said that when man burns grasses, these grass emit carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is not good for the natural environment apart from for plants. So this carbon dioxide, when it goes up into the atmosphere, it destroys the ozone layer. The ozone layer is responsible for protecting the earth against direct sunlight. And so once this ozone layer is destroyed, it means the sunlight hits the earth directly. And so it means the earth receives much more sunshine than it could have received when the ozone layer was active. Is that okay?
Yes.
That's why we are discouraged from burning grasses or burning even plastics. Atiang, do you do geography?
Yes, teacher.
Do you know a term called global warming?
Yes.
Yes, what is global warming? Hmm? Atiang? Vitalis?
Sir, okay, to my understanding,
Hmm.
I know it as the destruction of the upper layers.
The upper layer is the ozone layer.
Yes.
Yes. And I think I've been talking about that. So what destroys this upper layer? What leads to global warming? Do you know the activities?
So somehow I've forgotten.
The activities, for example, if you cut the trees, forests, and plants, the plants are the ones that are supposed to emit oxygen. So when the oxygen reduces, it means the ozone layer has to reduce. And these plants, they absorb oxygen, or rather carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is hot. So when plants absorb carbon dioxide, it means it is reducing, they are reducing on the amount of heat that goes to the ozone layer. I will leave the geography lesson. Please try to ask Teacher Kakuru to explain to you exactly what is involved in global warming. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so we go back to our question. Here we are, Madrin helped us to understand the question and give the examples. So we have looked at what it is meant by the term natural environment. When you're attempting this question, please define as clear as possible what natural environment is and what it entails. Yes. So now you look at in the first side, because the question has discuss, you look at, you first agree with the statement, or you first oppose the statement. But if you are to agree with the statement, you say, human beings have been primarily responsible for the destruction of the natural environment because they have done lots of human activities that can lead to the destruction of this environment. Some of the activities include, so you start stating the points. For example, bricklaying, which removes the top layer of the soil, exposing the soil to direct sunlight, and thus killing the natural organisms in the soil. So you state example of places that carry out bricklaying at a larger scale. Let's say you can take an example of Lueza. You know Lueza, where they produce tiles from. That is one. Two, you can give another point as
Uganda clays.
yes, Uganda clays. Thank you. Very good. So The other example you can give is the human activities like construction of settlement in maybe wetland areas or in the forest. The other is agriculture. The other is fishing. You know, when you fish, there is too much fishing in a lake or a river or an ocean, you are reducing on the amount of fish in that lake or in that water. So it means you are contributing towards the destruction of the natural environment, because this fish has got an advantage to the natural environment. Could someone let me ask Becky. Becky.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, do you know the food chain?
Yes.
Could you just give us a brief?
Okay. From the primary consumer, no. Let me first draw it, then I can send you.
Okay, Madrin. Madrin,
Yes, please.
what is symbiosis? Joel, please mute. Madrin, do you know what symbiosis is? Please, someone answer what symbiosis is. I'm waiting in the chat.
Symbiosis
Eh,
is the relation between the there is where both parties benefit.
Okay.
Symbiosis.
Thank you very much, Joel. So symbiosis, we have, let's say, two organisms and they both benefit from each other. For example, Becky, please mute, and Joel mute. Okay. We have an example here. Let's say human beings. Human beings benefit from plants. We eat food crops, and so we benefit from these plants. And now, how do these plants benefit from us? Could someone answer that? How do plants benefit from human beings? Daniela, use the chat. How do plants benefit from us? Yes, Madrin?
They get carbon dioxide, which we give out in the process of exhaling, which they use for photosynthesis.
Yes, that is very correct. So plants give us oxygen, and people give plants carbon dioxide. A human being cannot survive without oxygen. Neither can a plant survive without carbon dioxide. And so that is symbiosis. That is one way the two benefit from each other. The other way is people, we eat these plants. We eat the plants, we get the energy. And two, this, when we die, we rot and create humus. So when we create humus, these plants, they flourish on those nutrients that we would have put in the soil. For example, in Uganda, currently we extract, or we get oil, and this oil is from fossils. I don't know, those who do geography know what fossil mean. Dead plants of animal, dead bodies of animals that died long time ago. So these animals, when they die, they create fossil. And so for us, when we die, we create nutrients in the soil, and these plants need those nutrients for their survival. That's why let me leave that example. So Joel, have you understood that?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Madrin, have you understood to that point?
Yes.
Tiang, have you?
Yes, teacher.
Becky, are we together?
Yes, master.
Okay. Okay. Daniel also says yes. So back to this statement. Now we have given examples of human activities that lead to the destruction of the natural environment. Then we are supposed to find other factors that lead to the destruction of this natural environment other than human beings. For example, we have animals. Animals also lead to the destruction of the natural environment. How? In game parks, due to high population of these animals in game parks, grasses they are eaten up and soil is exposed to maybe running water, which leads to soil erosion, or too much wind, which leads to wind erosion, or too much heat, which leads to the destruction of the ozone layer. Is that point clear?
Yes, master.
Okay. So the other factor that can lead to the destruction of the natural environment is maybe the terrain. The terrain can also lead to the destruction of the natural environment. For example, on Mount Rwenzori, in the windward side, there are no crops or there are no plants. Reason being, too much too much hot wind comes to that part of the mountain, and so the mountain acts as a blockade to that wind. And so in that area, there are no plants, there are no crops, and there is no survival of human beings. We have other factors. Let's say weather. Weather is a major factor that leads to the destruction of the natural environment. Weather can be in form of wind, can be in form of rain, and can be in form of too much sunshine. So those three factors of weather lead to the destruction of the natural environment. So you separate them and give each with its own relevant example. Is that okay? Is that okay?
It's okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
master.
Okay, that being said and done, now we go to the final part of the conclusion. How do we conclude this question? So remember, we had the introduction, and 2, we had the supporting statement. 3, we had the points or the ideas that back up our statement. And 3, we go to the other side that has led to the natural environment. And how do we conclude? In our conclusion, we state that even though there are other factors that have led to the destruction of the natural environment, it should not go unnoticed that human beings are the main causes am I clear, members?
Beg your pardon.
Okay. I said that in conclusion, it should not go unnoticed that there are other factors like weather, like animals that lead to the destruction of the natural environment. However, man is primarily responsible for the destruction of the natural environment because of maybe human activities that lead to the destruction of this environment. So the conclusion is simple, and sometimes you are supposed to summarize or list out the ideas that you have given above and summarize them in the conclusion. And in the other way, you can give only one idea that sum up your thinking about the subject that is being talked about. Is that okay?
Yes.
So with that, I also beg, I also request that you do this assignment. Please do it in writing and submit it for marking. I don't know. I wish to state it here that I haven't received much assignments from you, except a few. Please endeavor to do the assignments, even if I haven't given you the assignment. Please, any question that you do find, attempt it, or you can send it blank, and we do what? We handle it during our lesson. And secondly, you can request me to give you any lesson at any time that you wish. And finally, Vitalis and Daniela, we are expecting to have a literature lesson tomorrow. Please be in attendance so that, Madrin, do you do literature?
No.
Becky, do you do literature?
No.
Okay, so I only have Vitalis and Daniela. Please let's meet tomorrow. So I shouldn't forget to repeat that you are supposed to have to do these 2 assignments and submit it before the end of this week, at least by Sunday. Is that okay?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, master.
Okay. And the other thing, do not hesitate to ask me any question at any time you want. Ask me the questions, or we can even have an engagement at any time you want, given the fact that you need my assistance at your convenience. So with that, I pray that I stop from here and wish you a blessed evening. Have a good evening, members.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, master.
Okay.